Hello everyone, I'm Daniel and this is DinoSystem Devlog 3. This is a relatively small update compared to the other ones, but nonetheless it's very important because I focused on improving the ambient sound, which were a very lacking aspect of the game previously. Now ambient sounds are dynamic. Previously they were rather static and didn't change according to atmospherics, to time of day, to seasons. Now they change based on that, and you can hear now a new sound that I've added. This one. This is a new forest ambient sound, and if I increase the humidity, the air humidity, you see that the sound reduces the volume, and the more humidity increases, the more the volume is reduced. And if I increase the humidity all the way up, you can hear a new sound, which is the old one, the one that was on the previous version of the game all the time. It's now just, it now triggers just in this case when humidity is high and temperature is high. It's more like a jungle ambient sound. But it's not everything. I've added also new night sound, this one. Not the cicadas, this one. And it is based on temperature. If I decrease temperature, the sound decreases, as you can hear. And if I increase humidity, you can finally hear the sound that was previously in the game before this update. And this looks like a minor improvement to the game, but in Synergy, these new sounds increase the immersion of the game, especially considering that during the game they overlap each other in a very dynamic fashion, and you don't even notice that they change, but they create variety in what you hear now. And it's not all, there are new sounds that I didn't show because for time reasons. Now let's move to the survival mode. To show the first change that I made to the character, I need to show off the previous version of the game, before this update. This is the version of the game before the latest update, and as you can see there is the body sprite of the character here, and as I increase the body muscles, the whole sprite increases, every part of the body increases, even the belly. And if I increase to the max body muscles, the belly is very big, even if body fat is reduced to 0, basically. And of course, if I also increase body fat, the sprite get very big. But this is changed in the latest update. We are back to the latest update, and let's create a new character. You can't immediately notice that there is a new belly mechanics for the character, but if you look closer, you can see that the belly is moving because the character is breathing. And this is a little new feature that I added to the game, and I was able to add it thanks to the new way the body of the character is structured. Basically now the belly is detached from the main sprite of the body. This allowed me to set a different size for it based on muscle, fat, metabolism, etc. And now if I increase muscles, as you can see, the belly doesn't increase, just the shoulders and the whole body. If I increase the fat, the belly increases and then the whole body increases. If I reduce the fat to the minimum, the belly is 0 basically, and the muscles are high. And of course these new mechanics are applied also during the game as the characters grow or get slimmer, and it's much better, much more realistic. Another new feature, another new change, not feature, of this update is the new difficulty setting, which is now structured in 3 different difficulties: easy, hard and hardcore. Easy is just as the old casual difficulty, with the difference that the character, when your characters die, it doesn't respawn, but you have to reload the previous save. I changed this because I didn't want to have this feature like a Minecraft. I didn't like it very much, and it was also giving me problems about development, so I decided to just remove it. If you die, you can very easily load a previous save and continue from that point. I also changed the name. Instead of casual, the name is easy, because it's much less misleading, because casual is not a name that is very conforming to the game DinoSystem. Hard is just like hardcore, the old hardcore, with the difference that you can save and reload the game, and when you die, the characters in the save is not deleted basically. Hardcore is just the old hardcore. When you die, the characters is is deleted, so be careful. But the main new feature of this update, other than that the ambient sounds, is the ability to pull a carcass with a character. So now, if I get close to a carcass and I select pull, I can just drag the carcass around while moving. And this is very useful to bring a carcass in a safe spot to avoid predators. But there are some things to keep in mind in order to do this easily, without problems. One is that the size of the carcass determines the speed at which you can move. There is a penalty of speed and breadth that you have if you carry a carcass, and that penalty depends on your strength and on the size of the carcass. The bigger the carcass, and the slower you move while dragging it. Also, there is a cap, a limit of size you can carry based on your strength, on your actual strength. And for example, if the carcass was bigger, I wouldn't be able to carry it. Let's kill this one, right? I wouldn't be able to carry it because my strength, for example, was less than 100. But if it was more than 100, I would be able to carry it, for example. This carcass is very small, so I can carry it even with a very, very small amount of strength. And another thing to keep keep in mind is that you can attract predators while dragging a carcass, of course, because predators are attracted by carcasses. But if the predators manage to hit you and to reach you, you can avoid it by just releasing the carcass. And to release the carcass, you can right-click on the carcass and select stop, or just sprint. Because if you sprint, you automatically release the carcass. And the predator that was following you probably will switch to the carcass if it was very hungry. Just for fun, let's try to move this carcass, which is very big indeed. No, it's too heavy. There are little small tweaks I made to the survival mode as well, like, for example, the interface, the stomach icon interface now changes in size according to the fullness of the stomach. So, for example, the stomach now is nearly empty, and you can see that it's very thin. But if I eat a fruit and then drink some water from this puddle, you can see that the stomach now is much wider. And this is just a little tweak that I made, but it's useful. And another thing is that the skill indicator, the plus or minus symbols that indicate that the skill is increasing or decreasing if you're playing in harder difficulty, now add a new plus or minus symbol when the skill is very close to increasing or very close to decreasing. Another improvement regards the resting and sleeping mechanics, which are very under the hood tweaks to that. And for example, when you are going to sleep, when you are just now it's too cold, let's increase the temperature. When you are trying to sleep, falling asleep, now stamina, while you're doing that, let's pause the game, stamina decreases very, very slowly, because you are supposed to be calm and relaxing while you're going to sleep. So it's just a way to rest, basically. without a bedroll. The same applies when you wake up. When you just wake up, let's wake up now. When you wake up, as you can see, the borders of the screen are blurred, and this means that you just wake up and are a bit daisy. And during this period, and this dizziness is removed gradually as you move, as you do stuff, as you fight, but it's very quick. And during this very brief period of dizziness, you lose a low amount of stamina because you are very rested, basically. And this is a very small tweak that I made, and improves the realism and the depth of the simulation, of the survival mode. In order to show the next change of this update, I need to show you the snapshots that I took for a very long game, 6 years of simulation of the ecosystem of the island. As you can see, this is year 1 and day 6, so it's basically the start of the game, the start of the island, as you find it after the generation of the map. And this is the last snapshot after, say, 5 years, 6 years, because it's one of the last days of the year 5. So, as you can see, the animals are doing quite fine. There are 10 Triceratops, 9 Tyrannosaurus, 13 Ankylosaurus. And this because I rebalanced the number of eggs that every species lays, and it's much more balanced now, and animals manage to survive and avoid extinction for much longer games. Another change, which is very important, is this. As you see on the center of the map, there is a pond, and this pond was not supposed to be there in the previous update, but in this update I changed a bit the way this happens. Ponds now can form on the aridity soil, but it happens in very, very rare circumstances, very seldomly. And this increases the realism of the evolution of the ecology, of the terrain, of the vegetation, because it allows deserts to have a much more dynamic evolution. There can be new oases forming in areas that were previously very barren, etc. And since it's occasional, it doesn't happen all the time, you won't see that the map fills instantly by vegetation and green. So it's very balanced. And you can see on the final map that the center is an oasis, basically, and that there are new forests formed. The last thing, now when you trigger a lightning bolt in gun mode, if you trigger it in an open space, it happens just where you point the mouse to. But if you trigger it nearby a tree, here, you see that the lightning bolt just moves on the tree, because the electricity finds the shorter way to the soil, to the land, to the soil. And this is now reflected in the game when you trigger a lightning bolt, or when it triggers automatically during the storms, but this was already happening before. Alright, so it's everything for now, and I hope my English is improving with every update. It's just an illusion maybe, but hopefully. And yeah, let's... about the next update, I want to work on the shelter system, so probably the next update will feature the shelter system, and you will be able to build a shelter with your character in order to survive, so walls, roofs, etc. And it will be a very big update probably, and I will need probably more time to finish it, and I don't know if I will be able to complete it by 31st of August, but I will try, and I will keep you updated. So, see you in the next update.